Welcome, everyone, to race number 3 in Data Drivers, the Splunk series where we go racing to create data, and then we go hacking to learn how to use Splunk's IT portfolio to derive insights into our esports sim racing. My name's Corey Minton. I'm a strategist here at Splunk, and I'm joined by my co-host, Kyle Prince. Kyle, how you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing great, man. We've got great weather today for this race, and I'm feeling pretty good. Race 3, so I'm feeling a little bit more comfortable, and we'll see how we do today.
There you go. Well, this is a race number 3, as Kyle said, from the Circuit des Spa-Francorchamps, which is in Belgium. This is a world-famous track, home of an F1 race almost every year. It's a little over 4.3 miles, 19 turns, and it is a crazy fast, fun track. And you're going to see some racers from not only from Splunk, but some Splunk customers, Splunk partners, as well as some a member of the McLaren Shadow Esports development team. Tomek is joining us there, and he took pole position in qualifying with a 2:19, incredibly fast.
Man,
driving
fast.
It's really fast when you see it on track. These the cars we're driving are a GT3 class of car, so they're a kind of a top-end sports car outfitted fully for the racetrack. And I'm excited. It's going to be a 20-minute race today with a field of 9 cars, and we're just about to get underway. But we're excited to welcome a new racer with us today. Kyle, we saw Ryan Ploss's name. Tell us a little bit about Ryan.
Yeah. So Ryan is a Michigan native and a Splunk Trust member. And he found out about this race through the broadcasts and said, "Hey, I'm interested. I'm game. So what do I need to do?" So we set him up on the Discord channel and got him all plugged in, and he's out here racing. He's actually only 1 week into iRacing, so it'll be really wild to see him progress over the next few races.
Absolutely. Well, the racing is underway. We see Tomek leading the way. John Hayward, Splunker out of the UK, running second place in 2 of those beautiful red GT3s. And then I've actually got the chance to be running in 3rd place in that Veloce Esports Mercedes, followed by great Splunk customer Jeremy Howerton. Kyle, you're bringing up 5th, and Niall, another friend from the UK, coming in 6th place. And we actually have Kelly Hayward. So Kelly is John Hayward's wife, joining us for the race today, and she's in 7th with Ryan, and John bringing up the rear there. But Tomek is, as we said, part of that McLaren Shadow Esports team. You got to keep an eye on him because the laps that this guy can put down are absolutely stunning.
Yeah, and that Hayward household as well. They are not to be messed with as well. Kelly's hanging out in the back, but during qualifying, she was a silent assassin as well, as we famously have nicknamed John Hayward. But yeah, that entire clan will make you nervous if you see him in your rear view.
That's right. Well, we heard during some of the race chatter that John, I think, has the most number of racing simulators in his house of anybody participating. I think he's up to 5 racing sims with his whole family participating. So that's a lot of fun to get your family into it. Well, there we see Kyle, your beautiful Data Drivers inspired McLaren GT3 holding it down, chasing down Jeremy Howerton, and being chased by that lovely Dell Technologies and McLaren painted up car driven by Niall Clark.
Yeah, I was really excited to have Niall join us this race, but at this moment I was a little nervous because if you know anything about Niall, he can wait for the perfect opportunity to jump right in and take advantage of any misstep or mistake you have. And I could definitely feel the sweat down my palms and the back of my neck seeing him behind me.
Absolutely. Well, as you can see on our track map, the racers in the lead are coming into the chicane, about to come into that that front straightaway, passing the start-finish line. And as you notice there, that where that turn is, that's actually the pit entrance. It's a very strange sort of pit entrance for this race, and it can cause some challenges for folks as they're trying to exit to the pits while trying to continue to carry your speed out of the apex. So keep an eye on that. Yeah. There may be some action going on there.
Yeah, one thing I noticed about that chicane that I'm not sure if it translates super well on video, but it's actually 3-dimensional. There's a lift right on that corner. So if you take that first turn a little too tight, you're airborne, and then you're sideways before you know it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, if you're new to the series, we're clearly going racing. This is the iRacing platform. As we said, we're at the Circuit des Spa-Francorchamps, and we're driving the GT3 class of cars. And really, the reason why we're racing is, well, it is fun. but we need data. And the whole purpose of this series is to create an interesting data set that then we can invite you to come join us to get hands-on with Splunk and our technology designed to help IT professionals monitor and build and deliver IT at scale, but do it with the context of racing. And if you've missed any of the broadcasts, we've had a lot of fun. So the race is today, and then tomorrow we have our hackathon, and we encourage you to come right back here to the Splunk Twitch channel and be sure to sign up via the link in our chat window, because if you sign up, you actually get access to the hands-on lab environment, and you too can go get hands-on with Splunk. Oh, and looks like we have Niall getting a little spin there. That's going to be tough. I tell you what, in those narrow areas, these cars just don't want to turn around. It's hard to get them back on track.
Oh man, it is incredibly difficult. Just one little slip or sidestep there, and you're gone straight into a wall. Yeah, it is very difficult.
Atomic looking tidy there, just about perfect lines. It just looks so smooth as he breaks into those corners. The car carries such smooth momentum. It is, it is just it's like a clinic to watch this guy drive this thing around the
track. I'll tell you, it is inspiring and discouraging all at the same time.
Yeah, and as a reminder, I believe is Tomic, is he 16? Is he?
I think so. Maybe 15 now.
Maybe 15.
Right in there, yeah.
And for those of you not familiar, so Splunk is a partner and a sponsor of obviously the McLaren F1 team. If you watched the Indianapolis 500 this past weekend over here in the U.S. in the Indy Racing League, Splunk is featured on the Aero McLaren SP racing team. And congrats to Pato Award for being the top top finisher in that race for the McLaren team. I think he got a P4. But Splunk is also a sponsor and partner of McLaren's Shadow Esports team. And traditionally, this team that Tomic is part of, he's part of the Development Academy of Future Drivers. But typically what they do is they race in the Shadow F1 series. And for those of you who are F1 fans, we got about 21, 22 races a year. And there is a Shadow League where they go racing on the F1 Codemasters game. And these esports drivers compete in an F1 racing series in parallel that's all esports. And Tomic is part of the team that's being developed to eventually compete at a very high level in the esports industry. So if you haven't checked out McLaren Shadow Esports team, you can follow them on Twitter. They've got some great drivers, including James Baldwin, that had a hand in leading the team to a third place position in the V10R League. So if you haven't tuned in, V10R, pretty exciting. It's on a different sim platform. It's actually on Assetto Corsa Competizione. Get that out 10 times fast.
Yeah.
But it's another racing sim platform, pretty slick. It runs across a bunch of different gaming rigs, but they had a special car that was designed just for that series. Man, it is good looking. I love the Veloce paint scheme on that Mercedes. The blue and black really pops. Love seeing the Splunk right there. Hopefully, a lot of people get to see the rear end of that car.
Well, it looks like Jeremy Howerton's enjoying a view of it for a bit. Now, was his shiny paint scheme there digging into your rear view at all, or was it were you doing okay with him right on your tail?
I mean, I'm not excited about it, I'll be honest. He's quite the racer. Funny story, folks. If you're interested in the tech that it takes to drive these cars, you can get some very basic steering wheels. Logitech makes some nice force feedback wheels. And force feedback, for those of you maybe who are new to this, is basically the idea that the steering wheel pushes back as if you were driving the car to give you that feel of what's going on in the racetrack or in the car. And some of them can be quite powerful. Jeremy Howerton apparently upgraded his racing rig setup to a very high-end wheel and pedals, and apparently turned the force feedback up so high that during a spin actually injured his pinky and ring finger. So be careful there, boys and girls. These force feedback wheels are no joke.
I think that might be one of the few bodily injuries in esports at this point.
Yeah.
I was mentioning he had to put in a password for it as well.
Yeah, he had to unlock it like a password to turn up the force feedback. Well, there you see Kelly Hayward keeping it tidy, chasing you down, Kyle. She's looking like she's got some racing left here. Oh, and poor Niall's car is looking worse for the wear of the hood off of that car. I wonder if that's going to slow him down from an aero perspective.
Yeah, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Consistency is key, and I think that is my biggest goal, and also my biggest detractor as well. And being able to throw down, a 2:28 lap time that I had last lap, at this point I'm just hoping, hey, 2:28, 2:30. If I can keep it in that range, no mistakes, I think I'll be able to end right around 5th place, is right where I qualified as well. So. We'll see how I go, but that's my goal for this race as well. It's just, again, consistency.
Yeah, it is kind of funny, actually. If you see in the leaderboard there, we've got the license detail for iRacing for each of the racers, and the it should be pretty intuitive. But A is our top class, the top license class, and if you're over a 4.0, it's just you're an alien. As they call hyper fast racers in sim racing. Well, that's definitely what we have on track with Tomic. And John Hayward is no slouch. I mean, throwing down 2:21s in race pace and keeping Tomic, within view. It's actually quite impressive. And it is kind of interesting. The C and D drivers, we all kind of shake at that middle of the pack, and then you've got those rookies, back at the back. And actually, we're hearing from some notes from chatter that John Labaugh is actually out of the race. Sadly, he got spun around and got disoriented on track and actually went the wrong way. And folks, this is a simulator. It's not a video game. So there is actually racing stewards, virtual racing stewards that will disqualify you from the race if you do something exceptionally unsafe. So John, very sorry you had that happen. I know it is disorienting.
It absolutely is. I've had that happen to myself before in a practice session where you just get spun around and you think that track, and then you just go a little bit too far, and steward radios in, and you're done. And it's really unfortunate.
Absolutely. Well, this is a fun part of the track right here. This is you come out of the course, which is the first kind of big turn, and you go into something called Eau Rouge, which is a downhill, then up to a sweeping S curve. That is really high speed. They're in the Merc. We're in the top end of 5th gear out of that 6-speed transmission, revving it all the way up, carrying the speed as fast as we can. And the car gets, you don't feel it in the sim, but in real life, the car would get really light as you come over that curve. And there we see Ryan Ploss in the Taco Bell powered Audi R8 V10, looking good. I mean, Taco Bell really.
Man, I appreciate that paint scheme, Ryan. So kudos to you. I'm a huge fan of Taco Bell myself, so thank you for that.
I have to believe that many a racer is powered by the 4th meal of Taco Bell. And
well, then he is living moss,
Living moss. Well, everybody, I will tell you, as we said, you can join us for the hackathon tomorrow. I'm super excited about the hackathon, because what we've done up to now in the first 2 series, and you can go back and check those out over on Splunk's YouTube. We'll drop a link in the chat. But what we've done up to this point, Kyle, is why don't you talk us through it? Like, we've had 2 hackathons, and then we're sort of focused on getting data in.
Yeah, so it's our first hackathon, we wanted to start with just the environmentals. So much in the same way you'd look at IT. Hey, do we have our systems up? And do we have a good foundation to get that going? So we started then with the hosts, collecting data around the hosts, because you can't have a good race if you don't have a good platform to build that race on. So we started with the Smart Agent, installed that, got our host data in. And then again, with this, we provide an open playground for you to be able to log in, pull your data in, and visualize it and tinker through that. So that was month 1. Month 2 was integrating a custom Python script that we wrote, and we're able to use Signal FX's Python library to pull that into our script to then be able to send metrics into Splunk infrastructure monitoring, where we could then build custom dashboards and visualizations from there. And we're pulling, oh goodness, Corey, I think it's a couple hundred metrics.
It's almost 200 metrics. The iRacing API, as we've talked about in past episodes, it spits off just about 400 total metrics. Though some of those are what they refer to as indexed metrics, which for our purposes didn't really work out. And looky there, Niall trying to make an aggressive pass on Kelly Hayward. He is just riding her tail there. Goes to the inside in that front straightaway. Going to see if that Ferrari can beat that other Ferrari. See if that arrow is going to slow him down. Now, interesting, you're going into the course here, which is a hard right-hand turn coming out of the straightaway. Kelly staying tidy on the inside. Niall taking more of a pronounced racing line, gives her a little bit of space. That racing, that's good racing. That's good awareness on both their parts, not to be making contact, which is kind of hard to do.
Yeah, they did exceptionally well that lap. And if you could see me in the background on that one, I did not.
Niall cuts the course. Now Niall is going to get a penalty for that. If you cut the course and gain an advantage, the stewards will hit you with a penalty to make you slow down and give up this position gained. There we see the race between me and Jeremy Howerton getting underway, looking tidy. Oh, we got a little drift there. That is a rear engine front drive Mercedes I'm driving there, which has a slightly different driving dynamic than some of these mid-engine all-wheel drive cars we've seen in the past. But if you don't know this, I have ADD with cars, and I may be. And Jeremy. I'm upside down.
Corey.
I'll be honest.
That's not a good day for you.
That's not good. Let me also explain something about this that stinks.
Yeah, you have some explaining to do.
One, I'm embarrassed that I just did that. That was not even a challenging part of the track. And I have annihilated my car. It looks like I've tucked a wheel under, having some steering challenges. That is not good. Let me also tell you, that is not fun to experience in virtual reality. So if, many people, when they race on iRacing, you can use a single monitor. Some folks go with the 3-monitor setup. That's what I've been running in the first 2 races this season. But I got an itch to really get back into the VR lifestyle with iRacing. And you can see there, that car is toast.
Not looking good.
Looks like I'm going to be making my way to the pit entrance slowly and surely, shedding positions as I go. So already giving up the 3rd place position to Jeremy. Looks like if we look at our map, I'm going to lose 3 more positions in pretty rapid succession. There, Niall making his pass. Candidly, the car is so hard to drive right now because that one wheel has been over. I've basically broken some suspension, the steering, and just trying to keep it on track so I can make it to the pit, because towing takes a long time and it's much faster to drive.
Yeah, and it's really tricky with that too, because if you get going too fast, you're wanting to make up the time and get there as quickly as possible. But if you get going too fast, that car just gets too wobbly and you're gone. And as you can see right there, it just gets tricky.
It does, especially that pit entrance through a chicane, making a very ugly pit entrance. But we'll make use of one of our fast repairs. So in iRacing and in this series, we have limited to 4 fast repairs per race, which, really nobody should hopefully need that many, but we want to make sure that everybody's able to join us, even if they're not the greatest and most comfortable on track. But I'll use one of those. But wow, giving up lots of positions, hoping to stay on that lead lap. That's going to be a tough one.
Yeah, Corey, my goal for this race was to finish in my qualifying position, which was 5th place. And before that, it was looking like I might be, sitting pretty comfortably in 6th. So I'd like to thank you for my race efforts today. And
yeah, I'm here for you, Kyle. I'll also call to attention that, statistics don't lie and the data doesn't lie. We racers put in time in the sims and earn licenses. And here you can see that it's shaken out that the licenses go in order. Our A's are in 1st and 2nd. Our C's are in 3rd and 4th. Our D's are in the next 3, and our rookies down there at the bottom. So definitely, earning those licenses seems like a pretty good indicator of racing performance. Speaking of good indicators, I was going to say this hackathon tomorrow is going to be a fun one. We're excited to welcome back Tobin Lee, manager of McLaren's Shadow Esports team. He's going to join us, give us some perspectives. And what he's going to be talking to us about is what he as a racing team manager needs beyond just gauges and telemetry, beyond just things like, tire wear. And there we see the Mercedes back in the race, repaired, but positions lost. It's going to be all I can do to hold on to not going down a lap, maybe. We'll see. No, but it looks like Tomic is right on my tail. I'm probably going to lose a lap there pretty quick if I know his pace. There, Ryan's still out there racing. Looks like his wings had a little bit of damage, but he is still in that race having a good time.
He's holding a great race line. He's only been doing this for a week, and he's looking real comfortable with this so far. Really excited to see.
He's going to develop well. Well, Tomic making his way towards putting me a lap down. That is embarrassing at the very least. But the hackathon tomorrow is going to be our first time where we're moving past getting data in as the focus. We're moving past simply creating real-time metric alerts around, what's happening in the data. And we're going to start moving into building some capabilities that are unique to Splunk's IT service intelligence. And what we're going to be building with the help of John Labaugh, one of the IT strategists, he's the one of the masterminds behind the boss of ops and observability, which is a great gamified approach to getting your hands on the data with us as well. And look, Tomic there just absolutely chasing me down. Look, he looks so smooth. I look like I'm struggling. Also, look how much larger that Ferrari is as a car perspective. That width of that car, I'm going to say that's why he's faster. He's got a better footprint. That's what it is.
That's the
look at that aggressive pass.
Wow.
I can tell you this. It was, it's only because I was in VR that I didn't knock him off the track, because I actually looked over and saw him in my side window coming up beside me and went a little wide to give him the space.
Oh, good on you.
Yeah, but John
that
LeBlanc
VR can be something.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's fine. John LeBlanc is going to be joining us to actually walk us through. Honestly, it's a legit introduction to Splunk ITSI, where we're going to start by building a service. And the service in this case will be our car and the health of the car. And underneath that service, we're going to build multiple KPIs around things that matter to Tobin. So things like tire wear, tire temperature. We're going to build some thresholds to make sure that we're giving representative information back to say, are we in optimal tire temperatures? We're going to look at fuel consumption, all with the express intention of giving Tobin the ability to make in-race decisions using Splunk ITSI. And this is just the baseline. This is us getting started. So we're going to take data that was ingested in the Splunk Observability Cloud and start to expose you and the insights using Splunk ITSI in a very new and cool way. So definitely tune back in at 12 o'clock Pacific time tomorrow, and definitely hit that registration link so that you can get hands-on with us if you want to learn Splunk and play with the data that we've created.
Yeah, I'm absolutely looking forward to seeing what services and KPIs our field comes up with via the Discord chat channel. Super excited for this week.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. So Tomic looking like he's going to be coming around on that white flag lap here shortly. I do want to call everybody's attention. If we talked earlier about boss of ops and observability, and that is our really fun gamified challenge, capture the flag, if you will, sort of approach to getting you hands-on with Splunk and with some real life scenarios and episodes. And there's one coming up for the European theater. I guess technically you could compete if you're elsewhere, but it's at 9:30 British summertime on June 16th. You can head over to boo.splunk.com to sign up. And we encourage you to come join us there. As you get hands-on, you'll get hands-on with some racing data from our previous virtual race2.conf episode that we have there. So definitely come check it out. And there we see John Hayward's going to come across the line to take second place in what is another successful data drivers race. They're giving me the flag because I'm a lap down, so I'm all done. Kyle, what'd you think about race number 3?
You know, I was not looking forward to this race at all. I did not do well in qualifying and practice, but I stuck with it, and I used the data to make some decisions and tried to stay as consistent as possible. And through some misfortune of my friends, I was able to keep that 5th place finish for qualifying. So I'm pretty happy today, and on to the next track.
Absolutely. Well, congrats to Ryan Ploss, first race with us. Hopefully you'll come back and join us again. Thank you all for joining us for Data Drivers. And as I said, if you want to get hands on the wheel and come racing with us, you're welcome to. If you are into iRacing, please come race with us. We have room for up to 61 drivers in the field on the platform. So certainly sign up at the link in the chat window and join us if you want to come racing. And if you want to get hands-on with Data Drivers and learn Splunk IT and Splunk IT Service Intelligence in a fun environment with some fun data, guided by our friends at McLaren Shadow Esports, then definitely sign up to join us and be back here at 12 o'clock Pacific time tomorrow. That's Friday, June the 4th for the hackathon. And we're going to be live hacking with you, showing you how to solve some really interesting challenges and do some things that make Tobin happy. Kyle, thanks for being my co-host today for the Data Drivers race. Thank you all for participating, and we'll see you on the racetrack. Whatever you're into, be data-driven. Join Data Drivers.